Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking all about the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K and Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K. Are they worth it? Why buy these over the Ursa Mini line? All that and more in this video. So yes, the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K and 6K. Do I need to really get into why the 6K Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera is better quality wise than the Ursa Mini 4K G2? I don't think I do, but we'll get into it anyways. But yeah, if you are choosing between the 4K and the 6K Blackmagic Pocket cameras, there's a few key differences that you need to be aware of. For one, the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, or as I'll call it, the 4K and the 6K, just to be easier to say, the 4K has a micro four thirds lens mount, and the 6K has an EF mount. What does this mean? This means that you will probably, unless you're in the Lumix line of cameras, or you're already working with mirrorless cameras that have the micro four thirds lens, you will probably need to buy new lenses, or you'll have to buy an adapter to make this camera work for you, which is not a problem. It's just an inconvenience. Whereas the 6K Blackmagic, that has 6K resolution and an EF mount, which means the sensor is actually bigger and you get a wider selection of lenses between Rokinon, Tamron, Sigma and Canon lenses, and all the other companies that make them, Helios as well, the vintage lenses that Marques Brownlee is always talking about. Love the look of those lenses, and if you are kind of interested in that kind of thing, yeah, I'd say an EF mount is more versatile. Now, what kind of specs are we looking at for this camera? Because the cameras are very good, I'll have to say, but you have to know what you're getting into, because sometimes you can't rig out the Pocket Cinema Camera series to do what you want. And that is where the Ursa Mini will come into play. But let's talk about specs and the price that you'll pay for this Blackmagic Pocket 4K and 6K. The 4K costs €1,170 on average, and the 6K costs around €2,199 on average. So they're about £1,000 between them. And this is not including a lens, but it is very accessible to get into the market. Keep in mind, the 6K Blackmagic, which shares a lot of the features of the Ursa Mini 4K G2, which is their bigger, higher production level camera. It shares a lot of features, but the resolution is so much better. So this is where my confusion comes in. The base model Blackmagic Pockets, the base model Ursa Mini 4K, not G2, not the Pro, costs €4,000. €3,000 if you get it off B&H. So this essentially means you're paying less for a camera that you'll just rig out differently, and you'll be getting it for cheaper, better resolution, better quality, and so on. Let's actually talk about the specs of the 6K and compare it to the Blackmagic Ursea Mini Pro 4.6K G2. Long name, I know. But there are certain features that the Blackmagic Ursea Mini will win out on. We'll have to get into that in a minute. But the 6K shoots in 24, 30 and 60 FPS in 4K, shoots in 24, 60 and 30 FPS in 6K and 4K. 1080 it shoots 24, 30, 60 and 120 FPS, so cool slow-mo shots. It has B-RAW, Blackmagic's RAW format, which is really crisp, high quality, and it allows for lots of post-production after the fact. DaVinci Resolve supports the whole lot. It has Blackmagic B-RAW in a proxy format, 4:1 compression ratio, 2:1 compression ratio, and no compression whatsoever. Insane. It comes with the formats of ProRes in 422, 422 XT, 444, 444 QT, 444 proxy, and 422 proxy. Insane formats, lots of recording options, easy to get to know. There is a 5-inch touchscreen, about the same size as an iPhone, and just there you can dial in all your settings. It's not adjustable, but when you go into rigging out your device, your camera, you will be getting into external monitors. You'll be getting into batteries, which we need to talk about actually. The media it records into is the same as the Blackmagic Ursea Mini series. CFast cards, SD cards, and SSDs with the USB-C port. Now, this is where the big difference lies, apart from resolution and frame rates, because the Blackmagic Ursea Mini G2, Pro G2, sorry, it has a lot of features that it shares, and it is for different users. If you're looking for the best bang for your buck, resolution, nice quality, easy to use, sure, go for the 6K. But the only difference is you will have to rig it out differently, and there is not as much first party accessories. You can buy extra batteries from Blackmagic, which the batteries, you will need extra batteries, and I highly recommend if you're rigging out the 6K or 4K Blackmagic Pocket cameras, I highly recommend you get a dummy battery and the V-mount battery place adapter so that you can put a V-mount battery on your rig so you can record for longer, because you can't get more than 20 minutes of recording time on a 6K or 4K Blackmagic recording at best resolution. This camera here, this one here, the Lumix FZ150 that I've been using here, I can go for a week without charging this, and I'm filming 4K video, I'm filming everything, you know. So that's really the difference. LPDDR2 batteries is what the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera is take. The form factor, it's a bit awkward. You can't fit it on a gimbal as easily. You have to buy extra base plates to make it fit, which can be annoying, I get, but if you're paying less for your camera, you'll have more money to rig it out, technically. But now let's talk about your studio environments, your people who want the professional grade, large form factor Ursea Mini. This Ursea Mini is broken down into the broadcast version, the Ursea Mini 4K, and the Ursea Mini Pro 4.6K G2. The Ursea Mini Pro and the broadcast are the same model, basically. They don't have any difference in them, but it does have some key features that will be useful for documentary filmmakers and the sorts. It has built-in ND filters with 12 stops of dynamic range. It has 4K 60, up to 4K 60 recording, up to 1080, 128, 30, 24, all that. It has the same features as the 4K camera, but it also has support for Blackmagic's personal and primary first party accessories. Love the first party accessories. For example, what they offer follow focus mounts, they offer eyepieces, they offer handles, but the key difference with the Ursa Mini as well is they don't offer, straight off the facts, they do not offer the handle, the Blackmagic Ursa Mini handle with the product. They do not offer the base plate options. They do not offer any rigging options when you buy the camera. You just get the brain of the camera. And the Ursa Mini series is kind of like a massive camcorder. So it is. And that's really cool because this will allow for lots of things. So this camera, since it's bigger, it actually is more, it's more general of a form factor, and it allows for rigging options. You can put on anything really. You can put on the Movie Pro, you can put on, I'm very sure you can put on a DJI Ronin 2, and so on. I really think that's cool that they allow that. And the Sigma Art 18-35 lens is insane on that camera. And when you pair it up with the right accessories, you know, if you're a documentary filmmaker or whatever, you might just want to go solo. And the thing is, you don't really need any of the Blackmagic accessories with it. Sure, you'll need to buy the base plate for the V-mount battery if you want to use a V-mount battery. It comes with a power cable to plug it into the wall. So if you're in a studio environment, you don't technically need a battery. You also don't technically need the side handle. You technically just need a medium to record with. So your SSD, which I highly recommend. It's cheaper than buying CFast cards. CFast cards are really expensive. But you can get CFast cards which cost about $1 per gig or €1 per gig. So 256 would cost around 250 euros. That's about average. So yeah, I recommend using SSDs if you're going to be filming with the Blackmagic Ursa Mini or the pocket cameras, because you can just take that footage straight onto your laptop and edit, or Mac, or whatever it is. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you next one.